Good morning, guys. Good morning. How's everybody doing this Saturday morning? So, hello, guys. Welcome back. So, anyhow, today is Saturday. It's July, I believe July the 14th, and I am off from work today. So, just be leisurely about things. I mean, I still have things to do, but I still have a little more time than I typically would have. So guys, I'm going to show you what I make for breakfast, and this is I would say a typical breakfast for me. Of course, when you're trying to kind of offset the symptoms or avoid the symptoms that tends to be associated with having hypothyroidism, you have to be so careful and very, very strategic in what you eat. And this is why, because I know this, because I figured this out, right? Not because I'm just an expert at anything having to do with thyroid health or thyroid disease, but just based off my own experiences, I've realized that certain foods are trigger foods for people like us. And you have to just plan in advance. You have to be so selective of what it is you choose to eat. And I have just figured out that me eating a specific way is the only way to feel good while having this disorder. So hence why I'm doing my little part to try to educate, to try to show if I can, to try to inspire, to uplift, to motivate if I can, just by the things that I'm doing, and to share whatever it is that I find to be working for me. And right now, this way of eating I've found to be the best I've ever felt. Let me rephrase that. So eating this way have just been doing amazing things for my body. Like when I tell you, I've never felt better in the last 7 years, people, never. And I'm talking about in the time span of the last 3 months, and specifically I would say the last month. So yeah, I'm rambling again, so let me quickly show you what it is that I'm going to be eating for breakfast today. So here we go. Guys. So I have my low carb mission burrito that I toasted already, so that's done. And this is a little bit too toasted for me because I like my burrito to be pliable still, so I can fold it over and not have it totally just break apart on me. But anyhow, I'm gonna have to make do with it. So as you can see, it is toasted to all toasted goodness. And to toast this, I just add a little bit of, let me quickly hope this doesn't spill, coconut oil. Any coconut oil, doesn't really matter. So just coconut oil to the pan, and then I just put it in and flip it to the other side when it's finished. And then I'm going to, so for my next step, guys, I'm just going to saute some onions, and I intend to add some spinach to that. So I'm going to I have some onions that I just chopped roughly here. No special trick or method to this. I just chopped it up. I'm just trying to get this done. I have to take my son to music lessons, so I have to rush in a little bit. So I'm going to add this to my pan. In my pan, I have some coconut oil going already, so that's heated. I'm going to add my onions. So there we go, guys. So my onions are pretty much sauteed to the texture that I like them. So now I'm gonna just, you notice I have all the onions to one side of the pan, and it's weird. I just have this weird thing about mixing my food sometimes when it comes to my spinach, because I'm not a fan of spinach. I eat it only because I know I need to eat it for the iron. But yeah, so I'm gonna add spinach to this pan right now. There we go. My spinach is washed and ready to go. And this is, again, I did not measure. It's not a cup. It's not. It's just you just gauge it. It depends on your taste. It depends on how much spinach you like. I'm not a fan of spinach, so it's gonna be minimal for me. I just do enough to get by. So I'm gonna add this to the onions to the pan right now. So there we go. Onions are done. And now my spinach is pretty much done also. And again, if you notice, I don't know, I just like keeping them separate. Because the question might be, why don't you just mix everything? I don't know. It's a weird thing that I do. I just like my onions separate from the spinach. So here we go, guys. So now everything is pretty much done, and I'm gonna just put a little bit of seasoning on top of the spinach right here. And the seasoning that I'm going to be using to kind of flavor this stuff is this Knorr's Zero Salt. And again, I am a big fan of the Knorr's, the regular Knorr's that has sodium in it, but my girl's blood pressure has been elevated, so right now I have to kind of, just abide by caution. So hence why I went for this. But guys, when I tell you this has so much flavor, I kid you not, I was so surprised when I actually added this to my vegetables and it would actually taste good. I was like, how do you even get something to taste good without sodium in it? But they figured it out. Norris, you get my hat is tipped to you guys because you did it. You figured it out. So I'm going to add a little bit of this to my spinach. Just about that much. And this is done. I'm going to turn off my flame right now, so that's finished. So here we go, guys. So I'm going to be using this entire avocado this morning. Actually, I don't know, because yesterday there's something I have to confess. I kind of fell off track yesterday a little bit with eating, so I may have to just pull back on what will be typical for me, which would be this entire avocado, because this is loaded with fat, healthy fat. So do not, if you're doing a strict diet, you're walking the tight line and you're not indulging in eating starch carbohydrates, you should be fine even if you eat a whole avocado, because this right here, you're getting, I'm not sure how many calories from this, but it's going to be a shitload. So yeah, you may not want to mix this with carbohydrates, because you will be doing a disservice to yourself in terms of your calories and not getting into fat burning mode and all of that. So anyhow, guys, this is already like cut up, so I'm just going to add it to my toast right now. And look at this beauty right here. So take a good look, guys, take a good look. See that? So I just had I mashed out I would say 3/4 of the avocado onto the burrito, and I'll show you just how much I had left of that small avocado. So that's what I have left. And now for the magic, this is what you've been waiting for, guys. I'm going to now add my spinach and my onions. So spinach has been added. There we go. And as you can see, this is just a small amount of spinach. And again, it's because I'm not really a fan of eating spinach, but I just try to incorporate a bit of it in everything that I make, just to get enough, because it's not going to be, for me, it's not realistic to think I'm going to sit and eat a whole bunch of spinach in one setting, in one meal or one go. I'm just not going to do it. It's just not, it's just not a food that I really care for that much. So here we go. So the spinach is on top of this. So now I'm going to add my onions. So there we go, guys. My onions is added. That looks good. And if my camera is out of focus, please understand I'm using my phone to do this. I have my other hand trying to get the stuff together. So this again is just maybe to show anyone out there who sometimes, you just struggle with what it is. You just think to yourself that eating low carb can't be fun. You can't lose weight with thyroid disease, and you have to cut everything. And I'm just trying to show that not necessarily. I mean, then again, the disclaimer goes right here. Wheat is a very, very sensitive topic, because a lot of people that have hypothyroidism, you'll find that you're starting to have stomach issues. And so maybe the first year after your diagnosis, you were fine, you weren't having any stomach issues. You'll find as the years, go by, you just start having abdominal discomfort, a lot of bloating, a lot of like intolerance, food intolerances, sensitivities, all this stuff. And that's what happened. These are the things, the secrets that no one ever tells you. And sometimes, I know doctors know this. I know endocrinologists, they know this. It's just not something that they're going to tell you. You're just going to have it happen to you, and then you try to double back to see what caused this. Oh my God, I have celiac. Oh my Lord, I can't eat gluten. And yeah, unfortunately, yeah. This is what happens. But anyhow, guys, let me get back to the breakfast. That looks so yummy. I can't wait to eat this. Ooh, Lord, look at this. Ooh, Lord, oh, Lord. Ooh. So now I have one more thing to add, because this morning I'm not going to use eggs or bacon. I opted for something quite unusual for me. But let me tell you, this discovery, just by chance. So I left my breakfast. I made my breakfast. It was the day before yesterday, and I completely drove off, went off to work Forgot about it. Got to work. Was like, okay, let me eat. Okay, and realized that my breakfast was not there. I was like, shit. So luckily for me, there's a grocery store across the street. So I went across the street and I was searching in the street and in the store to find something to eat that I could, I was going to be low carb and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh shit. So the only thing I could find at that time was, you know how they have these tunas, but they're bagged, they're like flavored. Some flavor like lime and pepper. They have like a jalapeno, lemon, whatever. Different flavors. And I grabbed one that said jalapeno on it. And I tried that thing. And let me tell you, it was gold. It was absolute gold. The combination of the flavors and everything, it was just so good. So I came home and I wanted to duplicate that. So what I did was, I did not have tuna, but what I do have is pink salmon. So here we go. So I just got some pink salmon that I had in my cupboard, and I just added I just drained it. I added some hot pepper sauce. You see those little yellow things? So that is the pepper pieces. And then I squeeze an entire lime on top of this. Not lemon, not the yellow one, the green one, because I do prefer the green one to the yellow one. Growing up in Jamaica, we only had lime. We never had no lemon. We don't even know what that is. So I stick to what I know. I just prefer the flavor of the lime over the lemon. So I squeeze an entire one on top of this. And then I added a little bit of, oh shoot, this spilled. Oh my God. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold your horsey. I added a little bit of this to it for flavor. And let me tell you, gold. I don't even think I'm going to go back to eating bacon anymore. I'm just, because this is healthier anyways. Because bacon, we know, is not the best, thing to be eating. But we do it because we're trying to do low carb. We're trying to find something. You need that sodium for that pick me up. Because when your body starts releasing all this fluids, right, that you release when you're on a low carb diet, your sodium drops and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in the form of headaches and dizziness and all this stuff. And our bodies then tend to start craving sodium, which you find in bacon. And this is why we're so drawn to eating bacon a lot of times without even knowing it. So anyhow, this is my gem. This is I don't even know what you call it. I don't know. It's just so good. So I'm going to take some of this, guys, and just add it on top of this beauty right here. And that's going to wrap up my breakfast for the most part. Again, bear with me. I'm trying to just focus my phone to record this and do the scooping or the opposite hand. So here we go. So I'm just going to spread this over top of that stuff. I'm not going to use all of this because I think this is a big breakfast. For me, this is kind of heavy, if I'm being honest. And that's the beauty of, when you're going to, I would say, a ketogenic state or ketosis. When you find you're not craving food as much and you don't need as much to fill you up. You just need enough to get by and just to stay healthy. And, of course, you need food to take a lot of these supplements that, if you take supplements, I do. And B complex is a big one for me, and you absolutely need to have a full stomach when you're taking B complex. Otherwise, and iron, those two, you will legit die. You will die a horrible death. It will feel like somebody's stabbing you in your stomach and you're just dying. So yeah, I tend to push myself to eat even sometimes I'm not hungry, just for that reason. So here we go, guys. So all right, so this doesn't look as neat as I would like it, but it's gonna have to do. So there we go. So my breakfast sandwich is finished. You see that? Now, if you don't have issues, say, with sodium or whatever, you could actually go in on top of this and add a little bit of Tijan seasoning, which would be this little bad boy right here. But again, I'm going to abstain from using this just because of the blood pressure issue. So I'm not going to use this. This in essence is just lime and salt. But it's tangy. I think it's a Mexican product if I'm not mistaken. But it's quite good. I like it. But instead, I'm just going to go and add some black pepper. So I'm just going to get some black pepper out. So yeah, there we go. That's enough. That and that's that. And then I would make my coffee, and that's my breakfast. Alrighty, guys. So hopefully this is helpful to somebody out there if you're looking for ideas as to how you make your breakfast just healthy and filling and just enjoyable. You're not just wanting to eat eggs and bacon, and you just get frustrated because this is too hard, it's too restrictive. These are little things you can do, and again, if you're not sensitive to wheat, I technically I am, but I find it does not. How do I say it? It's the only thing right now that I think I have in my diet that's kind of not agreeing with my stomach. So I get by, if you get what I'm saying. But I've chosen to just keep eating it, but less than the amount of days that I eat it. So now I'm down to like 3 days a week versus 7 days a week. So yeah, I'm getting there slowly but surely. It is what it is. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap this one up here. I'm just going to make my coffee, and of course, it's just my Blue Mountain. My Mountain Peak coffee made with heavy cream and also stevia and also the stuff, and that's breakfast. Until the next video, guys, don't forget to give me a like or a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you can, and I'll catch you in the next video, which will be very, very soon. Bye bye. Here we are. There's beauty. All of that on a low carb.